Hello, this is Paul from Foresight Tech. In this lecture, we are going to go over the ellipse equation in Cartesian system or rectangular system, which we learned before from trigonometry. And I was going to summarize something, but I will skip some detail. Okay. And first, we have two types of ellipse. Okay. Of course, not only two. Okay, so we have other type if you rotate. So here we're talking about the two basic type. The first is horizontal. That means that the major axis is in the x-axis. Okay, like it's a horizontal type. Okay, the first type we call the horizontal. So like somebody is laid down. Okay. The second is a vertical type. The major axis is parallel to y-axis. So like stand up. Okay, the second. So how to get these two ellipses? So we go to the definition first. Okay, and the first graph we get this from, if we put the center, okay, we put the center to the origin, and then we put the two focus, okay, two foci, we call it two foci. So the first focus we put it to f1, see, is negative c0. C is the distance from the focus to the center, which means C, right? The second focus we put it there, which is f2, C0, okay? And another we put the two vertices, okay, two vertices. One vertex we put it to the left, negative A0, which means what? Okay, and this vertex to the center is A, so this is negative A. And then we put another vertex to here, okay, which is A0, the same. Can you see this? And then we use what? We use any point the distance to f1 and to f2 added together. The sum is 2 times a, the length of the major axis from the left vertex to the right vertex. Okay, 2a. And if we use this definition, okay, so we definitely can find all the points. Okay, we link all the points together is like an ellipse. Can you see? What is the equation? Okay. What the equation? So here the equation. It's not difficult to get this equation. All we need to do is we set up the point P is x, y, coordinate is x, y, and then we find the distance, added together equals a, and then square, okay, and then you can simplify, okay. You have to square up twice, okay, and then you will definitely find the standard equation. This is a special type. Why? Because we put the center at the origin. Okay, and here we look at the standard equation. Okay, is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. So here's a plus, and at the bottom a squared. So where comes b? Okay, we only use the parameter a and the c, right? Where is b? B is from this right triangle. Can you see? Okay, so this right triangle, we see the top of this point is OB, which means this side is B, and of course this is C, and this is A. If we know A, we know C, definitely we can find the B, right? Okay, the relationship is Pythagorean. A square equals B square plus C square. You can imagine if we have A, we have C, definitely we know what is B, right? Okay. And so finally we have the standard equation. One more. Remember, so this is special. If we shift the center to somewhere, okay, just shift the left, shift the right, this kind of shift, okay, and what the result is the same as the last time. Replace x by x minus h. If the center is hk, replace x by x minus h. Replace y by y minus k, and then it's the same. And one I have to mention. Okay, from this right triangle, we can see the hypotenuse is A, right? Which means A is always the longest among A, B, C. Okay, keep in mind that A is the longest. So the longest, with the biggest parameter, we put it to the denominator of x, right? Okay, why we need this? Because later we need to compare to another type, and then we look at another type is here. It's a vertical type. Okay. Of course, the center is at the origin, but this time we put the two focus on the two foci to the y the y-axis. This is the first focus, the second focus, and then we put the vertex 1 there, the vertex 2 here, and which means we have AC. Okay, put these 4 points, and then all the points is what? Use the same definition. Okay, then we can find what the curve looks like. It's an ellipse, and the vertical type standard equation. So it's going to here. Okay, and the same way. Okay, so use this formula and do calculation. You will find the standard equation. Can we just compare this standard equation to this standard equation? We see what the big difference. Okay, and for horizontal, the biggest parameter goes with x, right? Which means x is horizontal. The biggest go with the horizontal. Okay, for the horizontal type. Okay, you will see here. The biggest for vertical type this time, the biggest parameter a go with the y is the vertical. Okay, the biggest go with the vertical type vertical y. So we have the type of vertical type. Okay, you can see this the pattern, right? Okay, just switch A and B. Of course, the if the center shift, we do have this one, right? Okay, replace x by x minus a, replace y by y minus k. Okay, that's all the two equations, and usually we need to use this one. Okay, this is the general. I have one equation, so one example to show you how to get the standard equation. Can we see these questions? Okay, so first, find the equation for ellipse. The focus is there and the vertex is there. Okay, so foci, because you know two foci put two vertices, how to find the standard equation. So first we need to determine which formula to use, right? And usually we draw like a basic graph. Let's see, we draw a basic graph. If I put the x here, and then I draw a y-axis. If I put the y here, okay, where the foci, two foci, if I simply say this is 1, negative 2, right? Okay, so I put negative 2 here. This is the first. So I'll put the 2 here, the second. This is 2 foci. Another is the vertices, negative 5, positive 5. Keep in mind that this is the x coordinate. Okay, so we have to do this. Negative 5, if I say this is a negative 5. If I say this is a positive 5. That's all the information, right? Okay, now you know what the type, what the graph looks like. Okay, but simply we draw should be look like this. Horizontal, right? We can see now the horizontal. Why? Because the major axis is horizontal. Okay, it's laid down. Can we see if I surround the miniature? Okay, so you can get a basic idea for what the graph looks like. Can you see this is the basic graph? Okay, and this is F1, F2, V1, V2, the two vertices. This is B, right? Okay, so this is A, this is C. So you find now what do we have? So we have the type determined. It should be horizontal. Okay, because the major axis is horizontal. Okay, now we're going to what to do? We use the formula. Which formula to use now? I know. So horizontal, I use the horizontal formula, right? The horizontal formula. I'm not sure but the center is in origin or not at the origin. So I use the general one. Okay, A, the largest number to parameter go with the x. Okay, so I use the first type, horizontal. Now what I get? So I copy the formula to here. So it should be x minus h square over a square, right? A go with x, and here's a plus, and then is y minus k square over b square equals 1. Okay, so that's what I copy from the formula. This we call the standard equation formula, right? Standard equation formula. All we need to do is find the parameter a, b, h, k. H, k is what? Is the center, right? H, k is the center. where the center this time definitely, okay, is symmetry, right? So this is the middle point of two foci is the center. So we say this time here is the center. So this is the center HK, right? The center. So find the center is what? Is 0, 0. Okay, is origin this time definitely. So I find that the center first. The center is H and the K equals 0, 0, which means that H is 0, K is 0. Okay, now we're going to AB. Where is A? A, you know, this is the vertex to the center. This distance is A, right? Okay. If I simply say is in this way, this distance, you know, this distance is A. So A equals 5, right? So we find that A equals 5. How to find the B? Okay, we don't have a B here. B is this part, okay, the half of the minor axis. But we do have a formula to link ABC together. So find the C. We can find the C first. We can find the C first. What's C? Here's C, right? From the center to any of the foci, okay, which is C. C is 2, right? So how to do? And I find the C is 2. Now, no, it's not a. C we find is 2. Okay. And we use the relationship between ABC, so we can find the B. We don't need to find the B, but we only need to find the B square. We're going to see B square, the longest one, A square Pythagorean. A square minus C square, right? A square 25, C square 4, so we get 21. See, and definitely we find the A and find the B, find the all, right? Plug into the standard equation. So we do have our final is x square over A square 25 plus y minus 0 y square over B square 21, and then equals 0. I will see the final, and that's all. Thank you.